everybody, J.R. Hendrick here. I want to talk to you about a service that can save you money. I'm talking about Flash Mobile. There's some good plans anywhere between $32 and about $75 per line. Unlimited talk, text, and data. To find out more details, get with your local ACN distributor. And God bless y'all. The James A. Hendrick School of Leadership and Flash Mobile forever. Leadership, flashing with excellence.
Light shine bright everywhere we go. Music for the people, making music for the people. Light shine bright everywhere we go. Light shine bright everywhere we go.
Leadership, vivacious, full of success and beauty.
Everywhere we go. Music for the people, making music for the people.
Here is our latest details, independent of politics, the James A. Hendrick School of Leadership. Happy Thursday to each and every one of you. I want you to know that I had a speech before Toastmasters, and so I'm going to be adding that to more leadership. And today's topic, are you ready? Today's topic. An Ambiverts Guide to Business Values. Actually, I got that idea from a little monologue at the beginning of the Dick Morris show. I actually like his political insights because he's a little bit more, shall we say, staid, more sedate. I think a lot of talk radio has gotten so incendiary. Some of it I've just stayed away from for a while because, frankly, I'm tired of the hissing and moaning. So we're going to talk about this. I covered this in great depth in my book that I wrote, The Winning Personality, a values-based approach to entrepreneurship. And so we got 20 minutes to get this done. Let's go. The first value is, do you know what an ambivert is? Yesterday I was talking to a couple of friends in Toastmasters about introvert and extrovert dichotomy. And the one thing I neglected to say, and this is the thesis of my book, the book is The Winning Personality, a values-based approach to entrepreneurship in this economy. The personality is not the introvert or extrovert. It's in between. It's what's known as the ambivert. Ambivert, okay? And so that's in between, okay? It's not, if you're full introvert, I gotta be honest with you, it's gonna be kind of hard for you to really succeed in business. Unless it's crunching numbers, even them. And it's not the full extrovert, because the thing is, I've learned in business, if you flap open your mouth because you got such confidence and stuff, you really got something wrong in between your ears. So that's something. It's in between. And history replete. John F. Kennedy, full extrovert before the war, after World War II, in between. Now, the second value is leadership, and that's what we focus on. Leadership is very important for us to really, and there's a difference between leadership and management, and I cover that to some degree in my speech on leadership philosophies. And so that's where your blessing is. There is leadership. I see it as a value, and it's a value of the business. Now, I agree with John Maxwell that not all leadership is entrepreneurial, but I really think, from what I learned from my grandfather, you want to be a successful entrepreneur, you need to learn to be your own man, and that means also being a leader. He gave me the value of leadership, okay, if you can believe that. And so, that's what means a lot to me. Excuse me, I have to crack up in my asthma inhaler lately because of all this change. Okay, the third value is creativity. You gotta think, when those pilgrims landed in Massachusetts, and you have the Plymouth and you have the Massachusetts Bay Colony, they had to be creative in some ways to survive. And the good news is they reached out to the Indians. The Indians helped them plant the soil a little bit more and really learn the lay of the land. And so creativity, I think that's a wonderful value that you need to try to learn. In fact, that's a leadership style right there that I cover in my speech as well. And that is, well, really and truthfully, it's where we deal with being creative. And being creative is key, because if creativity is what started this country, because people wanted freedom. See, I believe in, they say you go to school, get a good education, get a good job. My grandfather said, go to school, get a good education so you can be your own man and be happy. Okay, God bless my mama and my grandmother, and my mama and my maternal grandparents, because they're the ones I got the values from. And I think it's their inspiration that helped me write that book. So, we're just putting the hammer down here. The fourth one, oh man. When I list this one, it's going to blow your doors off, because you're thinking, man, really, Jimmy? Yes, you need to hear this. Here's the fourth one. Discipline and determination. I remember August 1996. I was trying to get an apartment next door to my ex-wife. And it's like, impossible, we're booked. I got the apartment across the way from the stairs from my ex-wife. We were dating at the time. And why? I had two things. Discipline and determination. And let me tell you something. That was a little fasting and prayer. Back in the day when I used to be able to fast. Fasting and prayer. That made all the difference in the world. And let me tell you something. It lights things on fire. You have to have discipline and determination. Because the thing is, if you don't, the world will knock you down. You don't want the world to knock you down, do you? Okay, so have a little discipline and determination, and that's where you go in. That's where you carry the day. Jim Rohn says this: we suffer from two pains in this life: the pain of discipline and the pain of regret. The pain of discipline weighs ounces. The pain of regret weighs tons. And let me tell you something. I've already had enough regret in this life. I'm ready to get in a little bit more discipline. Make some wise decisions, aren't you? I know you are. I could sit there and talk about politics until blue in the face. But sometimes I gotta take a break and talk values, for Pete's sake. And this is what the series More Leadership is about. Okay? So, there we go. The blessing of it. And while we're at it, let's talk about the fifth value. Ethics. I remember when I was getting this thing proofread for publishing, I had a friend, from church, like, Jimmy, aren't you opening up a can of worms, like a quagmire, to talk about ethics? What if some people don't believe in God? Well, then, believe in yourself, believe in the process, but I'm sorry, as an author, I'm coming from a perspective as a Christian, and so I'm going to believe in God. Yes, there is a code of ethics I'm sure business people go by, but there's also just plain ethics. The golden rule. As you would have others do unto you, do ye even so to them. For such is the law and the prophets, the higher law of Jesus Christ, as my church puts it. Some of the heart of that. And so that's why you need to have ethical principles. You can be a billionaire and have your private jets and your mansions and servants and consultants waiting on your hand and foot. But if you ain't got ethics, you're sunk. How are people going to respect you in the business world? Unless it's lip service. And I'm sorry, I don't want lip service, okay? Complete and total honesty. Yeah, I lay it on pretty thick. I'll tell you how it is. A lot of stuff is going to be serious. I'm going to let you know the weekend edition, which I've already taped. The weekend edition, you guys are really going to enjoy. Because we're going to have something a little lighthearted. Put you on the spirit, in the Christmas spirit. Now, we need to go on to the sixth value. Are you ready? Faith. And once again, people ask, well, what if we don't believe in God? Believe in yourself, believe in the process, but believe in something beyond yourself, really. And once again, I say this as a Christian. I believe in God. And I feel sorry for those who don't believe in God. I had a friend in my past named Jim Bob. And he was a Christian for years. And then about a year after his mother died, he comes to me and he says, I've had it. I'm leaving Christianity. And you talk about a dead weight, okay? And I'm going to say this, and it's probably going to make some people mad, but then again, why you listen to this show? The purpose of James A. Hendricks School of Leadership is to give you hope. Shine the light. Well, you think I had the portion of this song? And if I'm filing anything, which, YouTube and others are to contact me, it's considered bumper music, fair use. Yeah, I learned a lot from broadcasting this, but then again, say, you can be a billionaire with all these holdings, servants waiting on you, consultants, hanging on your word, private jets, mansions. But if you ain't got no faith in anything beyond yourself and you just have that arrogance, then you got a huge problem. So, I keep hammering in on this, and I'm just going to tell you this. When I was writing this book, beginning in February 2015, I asked the Lord, I said, look, make me rich, but keep me humble. Keep me close to thee. Okay, number 7 is goals. Yeah, goals. Goals are a value. Goals are a value. They add value to you. And so you need to set the best possible goals that you can. I've heard of acronyms such as SMART and all that. But, to keep it simple, I'm going to go with the coaching model that I use on Empower Your Pattern. Choose, act, pursue happiness. In your goals, what are your choices? What is your plan of action? How are you going to pursue happiness in that? Okay? So, that's something that's key. That's something that's key. And I'm going to tell you this. I'm on a roll. When talking about goals, I'm on a roll. Because you need goals to succeed as a leader, as an entrepreneur, as a leaderpreneur. I know. I typed that up on say, Google Docs, and they say, well, it's like a misspelling. But it's a new word, guys. It's the 20th century. And in the 20th century, we need to set out some far out, wow, amazing goals. Right? So why don't we sit here and fart? I'm going to tell you something. I'm being inspired right now. I'm going to sit down today and make some goals for 2023. And one of them is to be a success in business. Yeah, I may be a podcaster, but I'd like to have some money beyond my disability coming in. That's just being honest with you. Okay? So get ready. We are going now into the 8th value, networking. You say, networking, Jimmy, what do you mean? Dr. Delatoro McNeil II, the author of Caught Between a Dream and a Job, he said this in a book, Network Like It's Going Out of Style. Another book he has that I like is called Crushing, I'm trying to think, Shift to a Higher Gear. He's an amazing man. I like him a lot. And so having these goals is having to network with the right people. That's why I love Toastmasters. You've heard my alter ego, JR, at the beginning, and a deal with Flash Mobile. And so I'm attending a virtual networking event Saturday with this company called ACN. And let me tell you something. I love those folks. They're just plain down home folks, but they know what they're talking about in the business world. And I'm looking into joining it with a partnership. So look out. Of course, networking, okay? I forgive me. I digress. Networking. You need to have proper networking skills. You need to have proper networking skills because you need that to be successful. Are you going to continue hanging out with nitwits that maybe just keep letting you down? They hang out there maybe for one purpose, so they're just, they're not goal-oriented. They're not success-oriented like you. You need to find better friends. Okay? That's something that I'm struggling with, and that's why I'm networking. Like it's going out of style. Okay? Now, are you ready for this? The ninth value. Service. John F. Kennedy said this, and I'm a kind of a major impersonator here, so I want you to listen to this. And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. Listen to me. However it is you serve in your community, whether it's working in political things or in charities and stuff, service is important if you want to be a successful entrepreneur. It's a value. How do you think the Pilgrims survived? Through the help of the Indians in the first Thanksgiving? The Pilgrims and the Indians, they served one another, and everybody was uplifted. You don't hear that very much in woke America these days, but I'm preaching it. Service is important. You need to be a valuable service. Jesus said this in Matthew 25, inasmuch as ye have done it unto the least of these, my brethren, ye have done it unto me. And I'm going to go ahead, I know this is kind of controversial. I'm going to put in a verse in the Book of Mormon. I may not mention it that much. I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. It's Mosiah chapter 2, verse 17. It says, Behold, I tell you these things, that you may learn wisdom, that ye may know that when you are in the service of your fellow beings, ye are only in the service of your God. That tells you something right there. Okay? Now, listen to me carefully. Listen to me carefully. We need strength. We need hope. And so, service helps with that. Now, the final value. Coping with adversity. You know that first winter of 1620? Those Pilgrims really had to struggle. They really had to struggle. And it was painful. The population, I think, was up to 120 when they landed in Plymouth Rock. They went through the harsh winter. By the next Thanksgiving, it was down to 53. Can you believe that? It was down to 53. Which I know, that's insane. I know that's insane. But you know what? It gets done. It gets done. Let's learn how to cope with adversity the best way we know how. Because I'm going to tell you something, we need to have that. We've been through adversity since COVID, but I think we need more leaders to teach people how to overcome adversity by facing their problems and dealing with what has to be done. Okay, I'm just speaking the truth, because I'm tired of a nation of whiners about adversity. Okay, because look, 3.5 years ago when I had brain surgery, I almost died. During COVID, I was whining until Alice finally said, "Well, are you going to keep focusing on the darkness like you're doing, or are you going to focus on the light?" And at first it wasn't easy to see that light. Just like when I broke my leg in 2018. Yeah, the late 20 teens were some pretty tough times for me. But you know what? I made it through. And these are the Ambiverts guide to business values. And we're in the nest sucker with a bang. I'm just telling you guys. And I'm having fun doing this. About as fun as the time I was doing the episode about how recession is the best time to build your fortunes. So get ready, guys. Hope you enjoy listening to the James A. Hendrick School of Leadership. If you like what you hear, please subscribe, become a part of the James Hendrick School of Leadership classroom. This is Jimi Hendrix saying until next time, take care and be proactively informed, okay? Tomorrow is Fearless Faith Friday. We're going to be ending the series of more leadership, I think. No, I think we got one more. We got one more, and then we're continuing another series. And I'll have to be in the headlines for that just a little bit. Take care. God bless y'all.